my name is Kat. Thank you for joining me today for this full body strength workout. So I'm going to be using my mat and 4 kg dumbbells today. I'm going to be doing 8 exercises, 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off for 3 rounds. So 2 of those exercises are left and right, so technically it's 6 exercises in total. And listen to your body, modify if needed, and let's get started. We'll start with a warm-up, a quick warm-up. So we'll lean to one side, opening up the side of the body, then begin to rotate down towards the floor, folding, roll back up, open back up into that side stretch, and over to the other side, opening up the ribs, rounding through the spine, folding down towards the earth, roll back up, pull your shoulder back, and come up. Let's do another one on both sides. Awesome work. Let's step a little wider. And folding forward. I'm going to bring one hand towards the leg and swapping from side to side. So rotating through the spine a little. Core is on. Getting that stretch up back of the legs and inner thighs. Two more. And rolling back up. Bring the legs in. We'll do some arm circles. So inhale your arms up. Exhale, circle them all the way around. So try not to move anywhere else in the body except for the shoulder blades. You're trying to get to the full range of motion. And reverse the direction. So we're staying quite active and slow and controlled. Getting to that point where there's a bit of resistance. And down. Now we'll do some hip circles. It's just really good to loosen up the low back and the glutes. And back the other way. Last one. Awesome work. All right, I'm going to start my timer. And pick up my dumbbells. So the first one is a diagonal squat with upright pull. So we step out to the side, pull up, and then step forward. It's a diagonal line, pull up and in. So just watch the front leg, that we don't twist into your knee and your ankle too much when you step back in. And we're stepping nice and wide. You can do this without arms if you wish, or just keep your arms hanging. Being mindful that we'd be doing the same arms on the other side, so it's extra arms. All right. We'll rest and then we'll do the other side. Shake it out. All right, let's go. So stepping wide, row, and back. Trying to make sure that your knees are tracking in the same direction as your toes, so they're not folding in. So slightly push them out. And not collapsing into the shoulders either. Elbows going out to the side. Awesome work. All right. Now we're going to come down onto the ground with our dumbbells, laying on your back. Arms up in line with shoulders, little bend into the elbows, open wide, chest fly, bring them in. Now keep the elbows stacked over the shoulders, we bend into the elbows and bring it up. So chest fly, skull crusher. So try to keep those elbows tucked in, controlling the weight, so heading down towards the side of the head or the forehead. So we've got triceps and chest. We're also trying to stabilize that lower back so we're not moving through the spine. You can use the exhale. Oh, that was quick. You can use the exhale when you're working against the heaviness of the weight. All right, so now I'm going to come into a plank position. Hands under shoulders, spread the fingers. Feet wide, wider than the hips. Now rotate to one side, drop the heels, reach the arm up, and then go over to the other side. Alternatively, you can just hold your plank and come down onto elbows and knees if you need to. And then if you want to make it a little bit more interesting, we can bring the leg through. Awesome work. All right, then we've got our low lateral lunges where we shift from side to side. You can hold weights if you want to. If you've got any issues with your knees or your back though, don't hold the weights. You want to be really wide, so we're testing our flexibility and range of motion here. So shuffle from side to side, trying to stay low, like the roof is really low. If you've got lower back issues, stay high. If you don't, I encourage you to lean, wrap your core in, pull the shoulders back, and we're really trying to push into that low range of motion. Stretching into our adductors, groin, and using our hip and quad strength as well. Awesome work, come back up. Too easy. All right, then we've got our squat bend over row. So roll the shoulders back and down, arms down by your side, bend into the knees, come into a forward position, turn, come in, squeeze, and come back up. Sorry, I'm changing the hand position. Hands facing you. We come down like a deadlift, turn the palms in, row, turn the palms back in, and come back up. So keeping your shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and come back up. So it's almost like a squat, but it's more of a hinge where we're sticking your bum out like you're trying to close a drawer with your bum. Keep engaged into your core so we're not rounding into the low back. We want to keep that shoulders pulled back as well. 45 seconds goes fast when you're having fun. All right, the next one is our hip mobility and control. We'll come down into a tabletop position, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Now when we lift one leg, try not to lean or rock to one side. We come into a donkey kick, but don't collapse into the low back. Open the knee to the side and bring it through. So up, open, and around. And the goal is to do minimal movement in the low back and trying not to open the hip too much. We want to try and actually isolate that thigh bone in the hip socket. Go back the other way. Core is on, shoulders are strong to try and stop us from leaning. Let's do one more in this direction. And release around. We'll do the other side. All right. Flex, donkey kick, open and around. Really wrap your corset muscle on. Try not to shift into the hips as much as possible. It's tricky. You're going to go slow, super active and controlled, making sure we're not collapsing into the shoulders. Back the other way, open and around. And make sure the foot's flexed so you can feel that hamstring staying active as well. Oh, we've got one more in the other direction. I had more time than we thought. Ooh. And relax. We'll just tuck the hands over and counterbalance that pressure on the wrists. All right, back to the beginning. So we're on our round 2 already. So diagonal squat, upright row. Coming nice and deep, legs wide. Elbows wide, close to the body, standing tall. Ooh, lots of balance. One more. Ooh, getting warm now. If you need to pause at any point and have a drink, absolutely do so. Listen to your body. Starting in 2 seconds. Let's go. Making sure you're not holding your breath. Find your rhythm. Got one more. Ooh, all right, laying down. Lifting the hands up above the shoulders. Shoulder blades grounded. Neutral spine. Open into our chest fly with a little bend in the elbows. And keep the elbows straight, pointing up as we bend into the elbows. Skull crusher. So we inhale as we open, because that's the easy part. Exhale as you bring it in. Inhale as you drop it down. Exhale as you push against resistance. Trying to keep those arms as stable as possible. Not too fast. All right. Come back up. Those plank twists. So you can hold your plank, or you rotate from side to side, or you can do a little funky leg step through. So going slow and controlled. Mindful movement. Strong shoulders and obliques. I'm going to add the legs. You can also hover the leg if you wish. And finishing there. Rolling up. All right, our low lateral lunges. Getting nice and wide, really pushing our boundaries. So you can stay high, or we really bend into it. Make sure your core is on to support your low back, and make sure we're not rounding and hunching forward. It's a beautiful posture. How low can you go? Working on that mobility. Almost there. Awesome work. Heel toe in, roll up. Got that deadlift row combination squat thingy-majiggy. All right, so palms facing in, feet hips distance, shoulders back. Fold, hinge forward, turn the palms in, row, and then come back up. So really push your feet into the earth. You've got all of your heels, your toes, everything nice and connected. And feeling the glutes activate, almost like your feet are pulling apart when you fold down to get the glutes on. But the knees stay in line with the toes. Spine nice and straight, elbows tucked in. Beautiful. All right, our last one, our hip circles, leg circles. In our tabletop position. Shoulders set, hips aligned. Donkey kick, open and around. So really firming into that low belly. Keep those hips as level as possible. Try not to lean to the side and don't drop the head. Be super active, super slow. Fighting against that resistance. Let's change the direction. Imagine you're squeezing a tennis ball behind your knee. All right, other side. Donkey kick, open and around. I think I'm starting in the reverse direction, that's okay. You really want to feel you're pushing away from the earth with your hands. Oops, I started in the rest time. That's right, let's keep pushing through. The shoulders on, core on, glutes working really hard. And then back the other way. All right, let's do one more. And we'll have a slightly longer rest. Seeing as we started without a rest there, let's just do a little cat-cow. There we go, now let's have rest. All right, last round. Okay, diagonal squat, upright row. Keeping those knees nice and wide. Just trying to keep the chest relatively upright with this one. You can hinge forward if you want, but you want to be a little bit more tall, almost like it's a plie. Pulling the elbows up nice and high. I have room for one more. Ooh. All right, Other side. Sorry, I'll give you a break this time. 5 seconds. All right, let's go. Make sure you're not twisting that front knee. So always check its alignment before you step. Whew, last one. Oh my goodness. All right. Coming down. All right, chest fly, skull crusher. Punch to the sky, shoulder blades grounded. Open, inhale, exhale, pull it in. Elbows pointing up, bend. And exhale up, good. So keep those elbows tucked in when you're doing a skull crusher part. We can move a little faster with this round because we know what we're doing, but just make sure you stay super mindful, focusing on that form. Beautiful work. Okay. Twists. So just try to keep your hand relatively in line with your shoulder, roughly, and your feet can drop from side to side, so then your hips can twist with freedom. And then you can add in that leg if you want to, or you're just holding your stationary plank. Your leg can be grounded, or it can be lifting if you're copying me. Try not to let your bum creep too high up into the air. Ooh. Rolling up. Our lateral lunges. Let's get really low. And begin shifting from side to side. You can stay upright or go down low and hinge. Trying to keep your hips as level as possible so we're not dropping from side to side, wrapping your core on. You can always hold those dumbbells if you want to add some extra weight. Breathing through it. Almost there. And then folding forward, heel toe your feet in, come up, and grab your weights. Palms facing in, shoulders rolled back, grounding through the feet. We hinge through the hips. Turn the hands in, row the shoulder blades together, release and stand up with control. So keeping the spine straight, beautiful posture. Inhale on the way down. Exhale, row. And back up. Getting as much activation into that upper back as you can with the strong foundation through the feet and the legs. And And that's it. All right, pop those weights down. Coming down to the floor, finding your tabletop position. Flex your foot, donkey kick up. Circle the knee around without opening the hip. So just imagine you're squeezing that orange behind your knee. Keep the hamstrings working. Core is on, so we're not leaning or collapsing or twisting. Push the floor away with those hands so we're not collapsing through the shoulders as well. Change the direction. And swapping sides. Realign or shake it out first. Good. Realign. Flex. Donkey kick. Open and around. Minimal movement anywhere in the body. Using the core to stabilize. Bringing as much intention and activation into the movement as you can. Let's go back the other way. Beautiful work. You can tuck the hands under and just stretch out the back of the wrists. Deep breath here. All right, so now you can do some more sets if you're wanting to pause the video and keep going. Otherwise, we'll start doing our cool downs. Come down onto your belly. Bring your arm into a cactus position, so elbow in line with shoulder, wrist in line with elbow. And then lift your other opposite leg up and over. Drop your head down. So we're aiming for a stretch into the chest. So your foot may come to the earth or it may not. You may want to move your elbow a little higher to get a comfy spot. Taking a deep breath here. And come back through center. And align your cactus arm on the other side. So elbow in line with shoulder, up, leg up and over. Deep breath here. Such a good stretch. And coming back through center. Lifting yourself up and shifting the hips back into a child's pose. Lengthening the arms. Deep breath. And come up and bring your legs into a kneeling position. Bring one arm up and over. Grab your elbow and stretching into those triceps. Try not to flare through the ribs or the low back. And release, other side. And release. Interlace your hands behind. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Lift your chin, open the chest. And release. Come down onto your side. Pull one heel up towards your bum for a quad stretch. So you pull your knee back but push your hips forward for a deeper stretch into that hip flexor. And coming back up, bring the legs in front The foot can come up on top of your thigh, square off the hips, stretch into that glute, open your chest. So you can push your chest in for a deeper stretch. And then bring the leg out to the side, come into a nice side bend, opening up the ribs. Fold towards the leg and square off the hips to face down. Melt down over the leg. Roll up and twist opposite hand to knee. Pull your shoulder back, sitting tall. And swapping sides. Sit down onto your side to come into that quad stretch. Bring the leg forward into our quad stretch. Glute stretch. Foot up on top of your thigh. Pulling the feet in, pushing the chest in. And extend your leg out to the side, big side stretch. And then shifting the hips to face towards the legs, fold forward. And walking your way back up into your twist, opposite hand to knee. And come back through center, so sitting cross-legged or any way that's comfortable. And we'll end our practice with some deep breaths. You can place your hands on your belly or your ribs. Breathing in through the nose, filling up the belly like a balloon, expanding. And then on your exhale, pulling your belly button all the way down to the spine, squeezing everything out. So calming the nervous system. 2 more of those. Bringing your hands together in prayer. Thank you so much for joining me. Mwah.